Hey everybody, welcome back to Huey's Comics. So this is my Rose City Comic Con haul. This was the program for the nice Adam Hughes cover for Hellboy. It's kind of cool. I really didn't do a whole lot of big book shopping this time. It was mainly 50-cent pens, trying to fill runs. I wasn't super inspired. I wasn't really hanging out with anybody. Hang out with a high school friend the first day, but really didn't do any digging through books. The second day I was there, I was kind of feeling uninspired, didn't do a whole lot of digging until I started talking to some people and got excited again. So, not a big, lot of not. Oh my goodness, not a lot of big name books. Maybe I get some coffee because apparently I can't talk yet. It's early in the morning here, but I'm just going to run through these. I did get some book signs, so I'll talk about those more toward the end of my video. So, let's just jump right into it, I guess. Hopefully, I can keep this somewhat organized. This actually came out about a year ago. I thought this was a hot book for a minute, but I guess it's not anymore. Sunflower #1. I don't know if that's backwards to you guys or not. Let me double check something here. I can check it right here. It is backwards to you guys. Dang, man, let me fix that. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Huey's Comics. So this is my Rose City Comic Con haul. This was this past weekend, the 8th, 9th, and no, 17th and 9th. Turn this back off here. So this is the program. Nice Adam Hughes cover on that. Hellboy. I didn't do a whole lot of big book shopping. I wasn't super inspired. I'm definitely trying to get some runs filled, but I didn't have any really big books on the menu. Hey, Gene Polish, Peter jumped in there. So did Miss Hustle. Thank you guys. So mainly these are all like lower end books. I didn't really hang out with anybody at the con. I met a high school friend, hung out for a few hours, but we didn't do any digging. We just kind of chit chatted back and forth, kind of hung out. But so show you some books I got. Got quite a few, but Sunflower #1. I thought this was a pretty hot book for a little bit, but I guess it is not because I found it in 50-cent pen. #2. This one I actually did not get at the con. I got actually at my LCS the day I came back. And he said, "Hey, I bought a bunch of books, so you let me go digging first through there." So I found this cool Dave Stevens cover, Veritic Ints Illustrated. I don't know. Maybe I should cover that up. I don't want to get a flag for naked women on my channel. I have the first 4 issues of this, so this is Bodies #5. This just seemed like an interesting cover by IDW. This is Drones #1. Nice wrinkled plastic there. Some She-Hulk, some Sensational She-Hulk 32. I probably don't have these in order either. 20. 50. It's kind of messed up. It's got some issues on that foil part. 35. Couldn't find that bikini cover or the towel cover anywhere. 42. 38. Some Batman doing up there. Batman's supposed to be to the back. Picked up this one. I did like the story. I never had seen this cover. This is a variant cover for #1. Picked it up. Black Magic #1. Let's see. Yeah, these covers I got from my LCS yesterday. Oni double feature. There's Jay and Silent Bob on there. I guess it's Blunt Man and Chronic. This is one of those words I'm not going to be able to say, so I'm going to say Simon Bisley cover, though. Adam Hughes Voodoo cover. That says issue 3. Issue 4. And issue 2. Batman 478. Lobo's Back #1. I think there's a variant cover where he's wearing like a bikini with a G-string, but I didn't see that one. Heard this was a really good book. This is the Dynamite edition of it, so it's a reprint, but I picked it up anyhow. The Boys #1. Heard that was really sick, disgusting, and disturbing. Superman Unchained, Jim Lee cover. I think these books here, yeah, I was digging through. They had nothing organized. They had a shit ton of long boxes, so I was just digging through. And then my wife got a hold of me, so I just had to find 5 books. Favorite Batman story? Oh man, it's probably got to be. I did like Nightfall story, where it was Bane and how Bane organized all the villains to slowly beat down Batman to where he finally just broke his back. All-Star Squadron #9. Like I said, I was just trying to hurry up and dig and find 5, or like no 7 for $5. So I just trying to find them. Picked up this guy, Deadpool #1. This is was it 2015? Something. It's definitely not. Heard this was a good story too. Lady Killer. This is I guess volume 2. Venom, The Enemy Within, Part 1. Thought this was a really cool cover. And Linzer cover. This is the Wizard #1/2 of Dreams of Dawn. Like Linzer a lot, so grab some other Linzer covers. Gonna book start falling here. This is that. Oh my goodness. You know what it is. I'm just gonna say it. This is #4. Now I'm gonna try to pronounce it. #2. Thought this is kind of interesting covers. 90s stuff. My LCS who had the long boxes, the person sold him pretty much picked all the keys out, or he thought he had. And then I was the first one to dig through, and I found the first Apocalypse, but I didn't really want that one. Waka's in the house, as well as Don Thomas, the Time Lord. Some variant covers for MPH, Mark Miller, Mark Millar. Grabbed a couple of those at 50 cents each. This story here, I absolutely loved the story when I was a kid because it came out when I was a teenager. Oh, nice. It's like erotica. Great. Thanks. I noticed there's some of the Dave Stevens covers like that too. Night Thrasher. He was pretty much, not a big character by any means. I don't think he's even anything anymore. But I actually loved the story when I was a kid. That was really cool. Paul had talked about this book about a year ago, and I think it was the author that was there I was talking to, and this is Spencer and Locke. So it's kind of like Calvin and Hobbes with the gritty murder so it looks pretty good. Frank Cho covers Liberty Meadows. I don't see a number on this bad boy, but Frank Cho nonetheless. Another Frank Cho. This one did not have a bag and board, so it got some nice rubbing from other books riding around in my bag. So I got to see if I can clean that off. This was another indie book there. As soon as I read the title, I had to pick it up. And this is written by Jason Pott, illustrated by Paul Johnson. And this is Dead Babies with Chainsaws. So as soon as I saw that, yeah, that book is signed. Yeah, signed by the author. Dead Babies with Chainsaws. Thought that was a funny title. Picked it up. I haven't read it yet. Little problem. I'm not gonna be able to get all my books put away until probably another week or so. I'm not gonna bother because I'm moving into my other room, and so I'm just gonna do some reorganizing then. Kind of a cool Wonder Woman cover, number 231, where she's trapped behind glass. It's kind of cool. Glass pyramid. Yeah. 221. There's a nice Wonder Woman bondage cover. This, I don't think this was a con exclusive. It might be at multiple cons, but I did pick it up. It comes out this week. Comes out today. Yeah. This is Catwoman number 3, the art germ, but that's the foil con variant, I guess you would call. I picked up that guy. This guy, I had this book signed. I got a whole stack of other books I got signed too, but I figured I would have a pretty big line for this guy here. But there's like nobody setting, nobody who's sitting there on his cell phone looking all pretty bummed out, just not talking to anybody at all. So I jumped in there and I talked to him just for a few minutes. And this is amazing. 129. I got this signed by Jerry Conway. I figured that he'd have more people on his site. He's the one that killed Gwen Stacy. He's pretty. I mean, he's like getting up there in age too. So why wouldn't you go get some books signed by him? But I probably had some other amazing too that he had written, but this was the one I wanted to get signed. I swore I had more than this, but maybe I didn't. I'll get a drink of coffee here. Now I have this weird thing, and I don't know why I'm trying to get this run. It doesn't. It's not really. I mean, I've read a few of the books. I haven't read them all. The ones I've gotten, but I just don't know why I'm trying to get this run. And this is Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. I said I don't know. Number 120. So that's a 25 center. Number 111. I didn't notice it. Somebody wrote on there. Right there, it says Stella. Somebody wrote that. Number 65. See, I love some of the word balloons on the front. Haha, I swore I'd be the death of you, Superman, and I am. The combined vibrations of Luther's piano and this Kryptonian instrument are finishing you. That's number 65. I mean, he's got some issues, but I didn't pay a whole lot for him. I think in most I paid was like $5. So, I mean, I don't know if they're worth $5, but I enjoy them. They're 78. And this is one where Superman's accusing Lois Lane of killing Lang. Number 100. Number 45. Let's put me some Mylar, man, and make them look so good. Now the last one I have here, 89. This is Lucky Bruce Wayne. Lois doesn't know he's Batman. She's marrying him for himself. There's Lois Lane apparently marrying Bruce Wayne. Just interesting covers. I don't know why. Like I said, I buy those. I'm a grown man. Why am I buying Lois Lane? Black Widow #1 by Greg Rucka. This is a Greg Horn cover. I was thinking this was his first Supergirl, or not Supergirl, Spider-Girl, but apparently that is the What If issue. It's pretty much the same cover, except for it says What If at the top, and I got it confused. So this is Spider-Girl #0. I'm trying to finish out my Legends run, so there's issue 2. Thank you, Kyle Walker. #4 and #6. There's some random Batman books. Yes, they are. Tell you what, you don't find any Batman book in the 50-cent bin, that's for sure anymore. So they're all, maybe this one, Batman and Robin. Batman 4 or 545. Not a fan of that cover. It's not very, but another Batman and Robin #22. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can buy this run right around this 467. You probably find those in the 50-cent bin. 453. 454. And this guy's Airboy. I only bought this one for the cover mainly because it has Man-Thing on the cover. At least it looks like Man-Thing. And I was wondering, I think is Eclipse? I think Eclipse, a comics only thing. It's not a offshoot of Marvel, I don't think. But Enter the Heap. Airboy this is 3. Oh, Doctor Strange Special Edition #1. It's just like I think they're reprints in here. Spring Special 1991. This is like the height of my comic collecting when I was a kid. 92. This is good old Sergio Aragones. I don't know if you know him. Gru was one of the first books I ever read and I collected when I was a kid. So this is a different run for him. The Mighty Magnor. There's issue 1. This is a pop-up book. I think I have issue 1 already, but I grabbed this set. Issue 2 and 3 by Malibu Comics. #4. 5. Batman Black and White #1. And Batman 690. Some filler runs for my Batman books. Batman 708. Tales of Asgard #1. Again, this might be some reprints too. I don't know for sure. This book here, I remember this book as a kid because I had it, and I remember trying to draw this cover. So that brings back that nostalgia piece for you. I think that's what comics do for me, and maybe for a lot of other people. It brings back that nostalgia, especially if you find a book when you were a kid. Like, oh, I remember that. I remember this about this, or I tried to draw that. And this is Silver Surfer Annual number 5, Return to the Defenders Part 3. Yeah, I remember trying to draw that Silver Surfer right there when I was a kid. These I got, because I already have number 1, but as some of you guys know, I'm also a Scoutmaster, so anything that's Scout related, I kind of try to, I kind of aim towards too. And this is Walt Disney's Junior Woodchucks number 2. I have number 1. Number 3. Number 4. So all nice kind of Scott related stuff. Batman Confidential number 1 and number 2. And then see Punisher number 3, Marvel Knight. What I hate about the Punisher is they have so many different volumes. You don't know what volume we're getting. I mean, try to look at the Marvel Knights or the Marvel Max. Try to figure out which volume they're in. That's number 2, is it? Number 3. And another Greg Horn cover. Brian Michael Bendis, Elektra, Marvel Knights. That's number 4. That's all pretty much like the random books that I got. Oh no, Mr. Beal! Books are falling. Let's go into some more of the runs that I got. Some filler runs. So I picked up some Linzer. That's just another Wizard special edition. Dawn Genesis edition. Drama. Dawn Return of the Goddess. And you see here's another Dreams of Dawn too. And it comes with the Wizard certificate of authenticity too. Look at that. Dawn number 3. This is 3 of, not 3. And this is Dawn number 6 of 6. And number 1 says Pin Up Goddess. So Linzer's, I like Linzer's art too. Maybe I'm just a perv, I don't know. Why is there a random Punisher? This is let's say a Marvel movie special. I never even heard of this movie. Now the official adaptation of Columbia Pictures cinema sensation, a masterpiece of undersea suspense from the author of Jaws. I don't know if anybody else has seen this movie, The Deep, number 1. I don't know. If you've seen it, let me know. Atlas Comics, Sergeant Stryker's Death Squad, Savage Combat Tales, number 1. Trying to get to that grenade. I must reach that grenade. Nothing less will stop the Nazi tank. Nothing. And I don't know. I just grabbed this one as a 50-cent bin. Ghost Rider and Captain America, Fear. Never read that. It's probably a good 90s stuff right there, man. Let's see. Some Punisher stuff. Punisher Volume 2 of the ongoing series, number 18. Most of the time you can find Punisher stuff, 50-cent pen. Number 23, little foil cover there. Gotta love it. Number 25. 26. Number 35, looks like Jigsaw cover. Jigsaw's back. 37. 64. I think I've got all the big Punisher keys already. 71. I got Amazing 129. 88. The limited 5-issue series, I have that one. 92. I didn't even see another Punisher title I was unaware of. Marvel Edge, number 1. Punisher number 1 from different series. See, there we go. Marvel Knights, Punisher number 7. Garth Ennis stuff, that's always good. 22. 23. 13. Number 10. And number 4. So I think that's all the Punisher books. Maybe it might be a little random one. A little rando floating to boot. I love these titles too. It goes along with almost like the Superman's Lois Lane kind of stuff. The Super Team Family Giants. That's number 9. Number 7. Oh, great Legend. Looking good, Dave. Thank you, Legend. I appreciate it. Number 6. Number 5. And there's some Batman family books. I think I have a few of these already in my collection. Number 4. Number 8. And number 13. Legend popped in just at the right time because I'm getting ready to talk about some Fantastic Four books I pulled. This was one of the times I had been through this vendor a couple times before. Like I said, I wasn't very inspired. I wasn't really hanging out with anybody. So, when you're hanging out with somebody, you tend to like get excited about books, and I wasn't really hanging out with anybody. I dug through his books one time, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend the money on it. I'm not going to buy them. And then I went through over there again, started talking to somebody. We started chit-chatting back and forth. Man, dude, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited again. I want to get these books. So for a while there, I was trying to get Fantastic Four issues 100 to 200, and I think I missed out on a whole bunch because I wasn't inspired before to buy them. So I did get quite a few Fantastic Four. These were all 50 centers, all 50 cents a piece. Are they perfect books? No, they're not really perfect books. But for 50 cents, dude, I'll freaking take them. I mean, there's nothing major wrong with them. I mean, there's like one that's missing a little corner piece, which is right here. But for 50 cents, dude, I'll take them. 165, 169. I think Legend has the whole run of Fantastic Four. If you're still in there, I think you do, don't you, Legend? This is one time I'm missing the tiny little corner piece up top, 171. 172. What was different about like this versus going to the Fan Expo in Dallas was I had to fly back, so I had to be really limited on what I was getting. Here, I could just kind of like, I'm driving back home, so I can fit whatever in the car. 174. 175. 176. 177. 79. Apparently I got 2 of 179. 181. 182. 183. 84. The Eliminator. Here there be witches. 185. 186. 187. And 210. Cool Galactus cover. Same vendor. More 50-cent stuff. They had the Defenders, number 37, number 50, Moon Knight in the back. 57, 58, kind of cool purple background on that. 62, 63, 'What is the terrible secret of the anything man?' 76 coming up here, date stamp right in that E. I kind of like the date stamps, and they're kind of cool. Brings a little character to the book. 77 and 78. Return of the original Defenders. Oh, whole bunch of Cap books too. I've been trying to fill my Cap run. I mean, crap ton of Cap books. Try to go as quick as I can. 184, 189, 190. Again, trying to fill like 100 to 200 with this guy, but I ended up getting a lot more because they were super cheap. 187, 210, 211. I think Kirby came back on issue 200, maybe a little bit sooner than that. 212. I don't know how long he was on for that run after that. 218, 274, 277, 289, 290. Attack of the Tumbler, 291. Sisters of Sin, number 295. 193, he came back? Okay. I knew it was close to right around 200. 301. I think I have that book, too. Do you know how long he stayed on it before he left again? 310. Thanks, Skywalk, for stopping by. Oh, I see. I didn't even know that. Oh, cool. 290, first appearance of Sin, daughter of Red Skull. 372, 376, 379. The Jim Lee cover, Ron Lim, Jim Lee. 383, 397. This is where it starts getting into the books that if I want to complete the run, I got to get these books, and I hate these books. I hate the covers on them, but I can get them cheap enough. I guess I get my LCS had a crap ton more, but I'm like, oh, I just don't want to do it right now. 423, 426, 427. I don't know why these covers just kind of tweak me the wrong way. I just don't like them. 429, 430. This is Introducing Free Spirit. 431, 435, 437. And this is a Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale Captain America White. And then the lower number of books that I found, 127, 128, 129, and then I got issue 107. Those are the books that I picked up. Some books that I got signed at the con. I didn't meet everybody that I wanted to meet, but I met the ones I really did. Some I was happy with, some I was disappointed with. One I was really disappointed with, and maybe because I was fumbling around trying to get my books out to get them signed. But I always feel guilty. I always be like, oh, I'm gonna bring a crap ton of books. I'm gonna get them all signed. But then I feel guilty getting up there and bringing like 6, 7 books for people to sign. So, but I did get Adam Hughes to sign these 2 books. He was one I was really disappointed with because I love his art. And I thought he'd be a little more engaging than what he was. Maybe he was tired. This was on was it Sunday? I think I saw him on maybe it was late Saturday in the afternoon. But he didn't even make eye contact. I said, hey, how's it going? Yeah, pretty good. Ended up talking to somebody else as a sign of my books, and I thought that was kind of crappy. If you're there with your fans, you're supposed to engage with your fans, not talking to somebody else. But I did get Zatanna number 15 signed. And Catwoman 74. He didn't charge to sign. I heard he did, but he didn't. The other one, this was the first person I got signed on Saturday morning. I got in line. I think I was 4th in line for him. He's running a little bit late. He was charging $10 a signature. They weren't signing doubles of anything. Bruce Zayas had sent me a couple books to get signed by him too. But oh, thank you. Comic Book Steve is in here. I wanted to get issue number 1 signed, but Bruce sent he sent 2 issues number 1 to get signed. Since they weren't doing any doubles, I got number 4 signed, and that's by Jim Starlin. Infinity Gauntlet number 4. This is one of my favorite covers from that run. But he was charging $10 a signature. So, and I got Marvel Special Edition number 15, First Shang-Chi, signed by him as well. Looked all over for Donny Cates. I was trying to find him, and he wasn't in his normal booth. It was somebody else, but I did find him over in the Dark Horse booth. So I got some books signed by him. Thanos Legacy number 1. Cool book. Last year or the year before, I had God Country and Redneck signed by him. Ghost Rider number 1. Donny Cates was really cool. I was talking to him for a few minutes because there was nobody in his line. I was asking him about the baby Thanos from Ghost Rider. Is he going to step up and be the new Thanos since Gamora killed Thanos in Infinity Wars? Venom number 3 signed, First Null. And then I said this is our giveaway book on our Blast of the Shashet show. And this is Venom number 5. This is a variant edition with Null on the front. So that's signed by Donny Cates. They'll be giving this away toward the end of the month, the first part of October. So Donny Cates was cool though. I was asking about that, about the baby Thanos. He says, "Do you really want to know?" Because you don't. The other thing I thought was really cool, I had my comic card box there where I keep my books in, and I had quite a few books for Starlin and Cates. So I put a piece of tape on the outside of it so I knew which box it was in my bag. It said Starlin Cates, and he thought, dude, he even told me, he goes, dude, if I have a kid, that might actually be a pretty cool name, because Jim Starlin was actually one of his favorite writers growing up. So he thought, hey, yeah, he goes, maybe I'll name my boy Starlin Cates. Thought that was really cool. I said, I hope I get credit for that. The other writer I met, I thought this guy was awesome because he's doing a lot of different stuff this year. He had some other books too that came out that I haven't read, and that is Christopher Sebela, Shanghai Red number 1, House of Muck number 1, and Crowded number 1. Talked to Christopher Sebela for a little bit because he has some stuff like in House of Muck. He has the House of Mystery in here in Gold Hill, Oregon, which I work like 5 minutes from. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was asking him about that, asked him if he'd ever been there, why did he put it in there. And he said he had never actually been there. That's his goal, but every time he goes by, it's always closed. So kind of cool. Spent about 10 minutes talking to him. Thought, how different kind of books he had. Crowded with being like kind of an action comedy, House of Muck being like supernatural, and then you have Shanghai Red, which is like a revenge story. So 3 totally different styles of books from one writer. So I ended up picking up this book from him too, Short Order Crooks. This is about food vans, and I guess they're warring up in Portland. So I thought that was kind of funny too. And the last book I got signed, this was just a random, just walking through the artist alley, and found this. Again, being the scoutmaster that I am, I stopped, started talking to the guys. Apparently these guys are Eagle Scouts as well, and they wrote this book here. I think it was produced by Oni Press. And I'm not sure if there were floppies of this book, but it's Junior Braves of the Apocalypse. And I think I talked to him for a few minutes, about them being scouts, and actually going to try to get I think it's Greg Smith on a live show with me to actually talk about this book a little bit more. So, but he didn't describe it. He described it, says Scoutmaster Dave, always be ready. So I thought this was a really cool, story about this Boy Scout troop. They don't call them troop; they call them a tribe, because Boy Scouts don't really like their stuff being used in anything else. They go out on a week-long camp out, and they come back to their town being decimated by zombies, and the troop is trying to survive. So I thought this was really cool. I've got through 2 chapters on this, but gonna be definitely probably picking up 2. Hey, Davis Comics Finds coming right at the end of my show. This is my last book. It's been a long haul. It's a lot of 50-cent books. Those of you who did stay the entire time, I definitely appreciate it. But we will be coming back at you live this Sunday night. I was coming back from the con Sunday night, so I couldn't go live on the Blast of the Shashet show. But we will be back this Sunday. Hopefully Drew's going to make it. Hopefully Paul's going to make it. So we'll be the quintet, not quintet. It's we'll be the 4 that you know. How about that? So, guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you guys later.